We are back here on the 80s at 8. This is Harry Lipsea, and I am so proud to welcome a country legend to the show, Mr. T. Graham Brown. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, good to talk to you, Harry.
Well, I'm so glad you are coming on, and you are doing shows in our region. October 8th, you're coming to the Macomb Bros Community Center, and that is in Watoma, Wisconsin. And then October 9th, you're coming over to Raleigh's in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. And that's a 7 p.m. show, and you're playing with Jamie O'Neill, I believe. And yeah, I'm sure you can find all the information on tgrahambrown.com.
Yeah, it should be on tgrahambrown.com. I think everything's up to date on there.
And I got to ask, have you toured the Midwest quite a bit through the years, sir?
Oh, I've been all over, Harry. I've been everywhere there is to go.
And we
Everywhere the
are,
grass grows green, buddy.
there you go, man. And we are based in North Dakota. Have you performed in North Dakota in the past?
Yeah, I've performed in every state.
Awesome. And, the funny thing is right now, we are pre-recording this interview. When this airs for the first time on Wednesday night, you're going to be playing on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry coming up.
Yeah, we're doing the Opry Wednesday night. Always fun. I've done the Opry about 400 times now, but it's always a treat.
And I was so glad I got to see you last Christmas. I got to watch you perform at the Opry, my first time at the Opry, and you did a great job. And just tell me, do you still, after all these years, do you still just get a huge thrill performing in front of a live crowd?
I actually do, man. I'm probably having more fun now than I've ever had. I'm not out chasing a hit, and kind of everything's a lot more relaxed these days.
Yeah, and you're still making music. I heard you're working on a soul album with Sam Moore, Tanya Tucker, Winona Judd. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've been doing a soul record down in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and we got Dwight Yoakam's on it, Sammy Hagar's on it, Sam Moore, like you said, from Sam and Dave's on it, and Eddie Floyd, and Little Anthony from Little Anthony and the Imperials, and guy named Randy Hauser is on it. And so, yeah, it's turning out fun.
Yeah, what's that been like to record with all those different people?
Oh, it's been a blast, man. I've been doing this. Next year will be 50 years. So I know just about everybody, and we all help each other out. If somebody needs me to sing on their record, I do. And if I need somebody, I can just usually call them up and they'll say yes.
That's awesome. I'll tell you what, I love your story. Again, we're with T. Graham Brown. I just love your story, from you performed in bands, then you were a writer for a long time, and then doing jingles, and then you're a top 10 hit machine in the 80s. Dang it, you could almost write a book, and it sounds like you are writing a book.
Yeah, we're working on an autobiography. A publisher called us up and wanted to know if we'd do one. So we're almost finished with it. It's been a lot of work, but it's going to be a good one, I think.
Is it kind of a complete life story, or is there one segment of your life that it focuses the most on? Or tell us a little bit about the focus of the book.
Oh, it just starts out at childhood and goes all the way through till now, music business stuff, personal stuff, funny stories, just a little bit of everything. It's what you'd expect an autobiography to be.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear more about that. And one other thing you have going on, and it seems like, I follow you on all the socials, and you're always doing stuff for a good cause. Right now, you have an awesome project going on for Hell or High Water for flood relief for Eastern Kentucky flooding. And you're selling T-shirts on your website, I see.
Oh, yeah, we've been doing that for about almost 2 months now, I guess. We've raised about $100,000 selling T-shirts at $25 a pop, and then we had another fundraising effort and raised almost 200,000 on it. So we're pushing 300,000 to help these folks out. They really need help. They're going to need help for years.
How important is it to you to give back, T. Graham? I mean, you've been such a big part of the country music scene for years. How important is it to give back?
Well, I've been blessed, very richly blessed, and I try to help out any way I can on various causes. It's what little bit of celebrity I have, I can usually use that to help people raise money. So it's a good thing.
You bet. And if you want a T-shirt for Hell or High Water to go to flood relief for Eastern Kentucky shirts, go to T. Graham Brown. You got everything from small to 5X, I see. So definitely encourage you to go over there.
Yes, please. That would be awesome if people would go and pick up a T-shirt. They're well made, and they're all the money, 100% of the money goes to the flood relief effort.
And we are an 80s show, and today is a special country edition, and we have some great music from, I think, some of your friends, too. We got John Anderson, David Frizzell, Steve Warner, Keith Whitley on the show. Excited. What was it like to be part of that 80s music scene, T. Graham? To me, it's just an underrated time for country music. What was it like to be part of that scene?
Oh, it was awesome, man. We all love each other very much, and we toured with each other, and we had a lot of fun. I mean, we had a whole lot of fun, and I got to know all my heroes, all those one-name people, Willie and Waylon and Merle and Conway and Loretta and George and Tammy and Kenny and Dolly. And, it was an era that probably will never be repeated. I was glad to and blessed to be able to come along at that time where all my heroes were still alive and kicking and out touring.
You bet. And then I'm sure you made a lot of friendship with the people that of that era as well that were coming up like you did, like some of the people we mentioned. I mean, I'm sure you made a lot of friendships in that time.
Yeah, we're all still friends. I was talking to Dwight Yoakam the other day, and we were talking about how cool it is that we're all still friends. We made some lasting friendships back then, and Randy Travis, Marty Stewart, Keith Whitley, of course, people like Patty Loveless, and just on and on. Everybody that was on the scene back then, we were all friends.
You bet.
And I still are.
That's awesome. I have a kind of a comical question for you, because who I host this radio show with, Craig, I have to ask, he wanted me to ask you, have you ever been misidentified as T.G. Shepherd before? Another great 80s artist.
About half the time. They call me T.G. Shepherd. They call me T.J., T-Ray, T-Roy, T.J. Graham, T. Graham Bell, T. Graham Nash, just on and on.
But I'll tell you what, there's probably worse people to be confused with. He's a great artist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're big friends, too.
Well, we are with T. Graham Brown, country music legend, and Craig's pick today was number one hit from 1988, Darlene. Tell me a little bit about that one, T. Graham Brown.
Well, it's a song that some friends of mine wrote and played for me, and I thought it was, pretty much a hit. And I met with our producer, and I had a cassette in my back pocket of Darlene, and it was during the cassette days, and went to my producer's office, and I said, I think I found one. And I laid the tape down on his desk, and he said, I think I found one too. And he took a tape out of his briefcase and laid it down. It was the same song. So we went in and cut Darlene, and it was a big hit for us. It was a number one, and still do it in every show.
Here it is. It's Darlene on the 80s at 8. Now we have a song from 1986. This was off of I Tell It Like It Used to Be. This is also Craig's pick. This is Don't Go to Strangers. Tell me a little bit about this one, T. Graham.
Well, a friend of mine named Russell Smith wrote that song and played it for me, and I really liked it. And, we went in and cut it, and there again, it was a number one also. Russell Smith had a great band called the Amazing Rhythm Aces, and he's the guy that wrote and sang the original Third Rate Romance, Low Rent Rendezvous song, and just writing partner and all around good guy.
This is Don't Go to Strangers on the 80s at 8. Here's a song you co-wrote from 1986. I believe it was your first number one. This is Hell and High Water.
Yeah, well, that was a lot of fun to write. I wrote that with Alex Harvey, and he was one of my heroes. I think that was probably the first song we ever wrote together. And he's the guy that wrote Delta Dawn for Tanya, and he wrote a song called Reuben James that Kenny Rogers had a big hit on. And Alex was a great writer. He wrote a lot of hits, so it was a pleasure writing with him.
Hell and High Water on the 80s at 8. Again, we're with T. Graham Brown, country music legend, and this is one of my personal favorite songs. It's from 1987. It's off Brilliant Conversationalist, and it was another song you co-wrote. It's Last Resort. Tell me about that one.
Well, I just got together with some friends of mine, and we were talking about that idea. I had that idea of the last resort, and we just kind of talked through the song and wrote it one afternoon, and it was a pretty big hit. It won the #1, but it was a pretty big hit for us.
You probably thought I wouldn't bring it up, but I love your album that you came out with in 2020. That was Bare Bones. We're going to play a song off of that, and it is Tell It Like I Used to Be. It was a #7 hit, and then also talk a little bit about Bare Bones.
Well, I Tell It Like It Used to Be was the first hit I had, and that's the one people probably remember, hearing me first sing. And when I moved to Nashville, I was singing songwriter demos, and some friends of mine wrote that song, and I sang the demo on it, and then it was still sitting on the shelf a couple of years later when I signed with Capitol Records. So we went in and recut it and put it out, and thank goodness it was a hit. I probably wouldn't even be talking to you if it weren't for that one.
That's cool. And then lastly, just talk a little bit about Bare Bones and that project.
Well, Bare Bones is just an acoustic greatest hits album that I'd been meaning to do for a long time. And I don't know why I put it off so long, because it was so simple to do. And we did it in a couple of days. It's just basically songs that I've sung thousands of times. And it was really easy. I didn't have to learn anything. It's just me and an acoustic guitar and background vocals.
October 9th, Raleigh's and Sauk Rapids, 7 p.m. And check out T. Graham Brown. And you're also on all the socials, correct?
Yeah, we're on everything: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I urge people to visit our website and keep up with us on Facebook. We keep our Facebook page up and our Twitter. We try to stay current on everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on your show, and God bless you, and God bless all your listeners, Harry.
Sounds good. Our listeners will hear you in Minnesota here October 9th, sir.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Hey, appreciate it.
You're welcome, Harry. Thanks for having me.